All right. Welcome one, welcome all to Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I'm here with Scott. How you doing today, Scott?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We came off a W last night in the Little League game, our first game.
Nice.
Yep. It's coach pitch. So, in our opinion, we count the outs, not the runs, because it's either 5 runs or 3 outs that stops an inning.
Okay.
So, if you can stop them quickly in 3 outs, which we did in 2 innings, I mean, we only played 3 innings, but due to time.
Yeah.
So we got 3 innings in, and we had 2 innings that we got 3 outs before they got to the 5 runs. The other team was not unable to stop us from running. We were getting the bases on it. We were doing it.
You're like the big red machine.
Yeah. Well, the blue wrecking crew.
The
Okay.
Blue Wrecking Crew.
Yeah. We're gonna get that 426, 464 number. So
Okay.
just
Okay.
in case, I know you're a new Dodger fan.
I
I
am.
mean, I like.
Bandwagon.
Yeah, like hey, you like to jump on Brian about Brian, but I think it's a color code number for the actual blue that the Dodgers wear. So
Oh, okay.
I'm
All right.
hoping the
Well, we got
trolls.
that going.
I hope the trolls correct me. Where are we at again? Where do they find us? Off the Rails
At
podcast.
Off the Rails, on Off the Rails, and like and subscribe if you could.
Yeah,
And
sports
also leave
podcast.
comments, you trolls. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
down with it.
Please,
I respond
please.
to frequently.
I like them.
Um,
I like them.
We're going to talk about the Kentucky Derby today. I'm
The
going to bring you
Derby.
a side question here. I'm going to bring you a side question.
Yeah.
Um, our brother Bill, yesterday, him and I had a discussion, and he was talking about his favorite cheese.
Uh,
And you're a foodie. I'm not. Okay. My idea of a
yeah.
foodie is getting it supersized at Wendy's. Okay.
Right.
He
Right.
said, okay, let me ask you this. What are your
Okay.
favorite cheeses?
Extra sharp cheddar.
Okay.
Monterey Jack.
Okay.
And I would probably go with mozzarella. Oh
Mozzarella
no,
is
no,
strong.
let's go Gouda. Sorry, my bad. Gouda.
Wow. Gouda. Gouda.
Let me go to Gouda. Yeah, those would
So,
be my top three.
so
Tillamook is up here. Okay, Tillamook.
I love Tillamook. That is the
Yeah,
best stuff ever.
it's up here.
And the ice cream is just insane.
Ah,
Uh, okay, okay. Welcome to the
wow.
PNW. So
Hey,
Bill ranked his as provolone, mild
okay,
cheddar.
okay.
He also likes Munster soft cheese, which I didn't even have a
Oh,
clue what that is. I don't even
oh,
know.
oh.
Bill's up here. He is in the
Charcuterie.
Hall of Fame when it is. He said that Pepperwood Jack is probably the most overrated cheese. I
Yeah,
did. That's just what he said.
okay.
Okay.
I can see that. I can see that.
All right.
Hey, you know, the charcuterie is where it's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to get down on some cheeses and get some different flavor profiles, you get that charcuterie and you really get to get that platform going. Yeah. I know you are just salami and cheese kind of guy, just give it to me, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When you said charcuterie, I thought that was the new dance move I was doing at the club last night. Sorry.
yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't
Sorry,
know.
sorry.
Scott,
Hey,
Scott.
hey, hey,
Let's not hate, okay, kid?
hey.
Let's not hate.
Hashtag charcuterie. Dance floor.
All right, everybody. We're going to talk about the Kentucky Derby. Going to make some picks. Scott and I have been betting this forever. Sadly, I've been betting it forever too. I've
Uh,
had some wins, but we're going to go through the field. Scott, you jump in whenever you need to. I'm going to give a brief synopsis of a horse, and you can jump in, tell me what you think. We'll just go from there. First of all, we don't know what Baeza is. Baeza was the 27th horse. They only allowed 20 in the Kentucky Derby. They are now currently at 21st when we are recording this. If a horse drops out, Baeza could be in there. Baeza is a real threat to win this Kentucky Derby. It had a really strong Santa Anita Derby. And unfortunately, it didn't qualify on points because they cut the points in half for the West Coast because they didn't have 10 people in the starting gate or eight, excuse me. So we're not going to talk about Baeza, but unless you want to, Scott, to me, that's just a really, really strong horse that absolutely can hit the board.
right, right.
Okay,
But the big question is what slot does he go into? That's the big
right.
question
Whose does
because
he take? Whoever
yeah,
defects, yes.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because
Absolutely.
if you're a 1 or 18 or 1 and 20, like
Right.
that's hard to come by. And one of the
Absolutely.
horses I'm looking at is out far, and it's going to be hard. He might hit third.
Absolutely. Now we're gonna make betting prognostications. It's about making money. It's not about ego. And the Kentucky Derby is the biggest horse race in the world. It's got 20 horses in there. It isn't just about being the best horse. It's also about getting the best ride, getting the luck, everything unfolding at the same time. With that said, going into the Derby, Journalism is the undisputed favorite. It's unbeaten in 5 starts, last 5 starts, won the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby by 3/4 of a length, drew the very favorable number 8 post, which has the second most winners ever. What do you think of Journalism, Scott?
That's top of my pick right there. That's the top.
Yeah.
He's on the top three when I box it. But if I'm not boxing it, he's on the top for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he has the two elements that really make him formidable here. He has the top speed figure and he's a great closer. At Churchill Downs, being a closer is the big thing because it is literally a quarter mile down the final home stretch. The number 2 choice at this moment is Sandman. Strong tactical
17.
speed, stamina, won the Arkansas Derby. Unfortunately for Sandman, drew the number 18 post. We will see what that is.
He drew 18. I thought he was 17. That's the guy. That's the horse that I was worried about being on the edge. I think
Yeah.
he'll be my third.
Okay.
So I'd be putting him at the bottom of my try unless I box it. Boxing means you pick three horses, and if any of those three horses come in that order, any order, one, two, three, three, two, one, two, three, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you get the win, but you're putting a little more money down,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah.
case people don't know. First time betters at this.
Yep. Good. Excellent, Scott. That's why you are the best. Um, the next choice, somewhere between 6-1 to 8-1, is Sovereignty. Insane. I think Sovereignty might be the best closer in this race through the number 17 post. Maybe we're one off here because
Okay,
of dropouts.
maybe.
Like Scott said, horses have dropped out. Things are getting realigned. We're going to find out on Friday morning. Um, this is the biggest closer that has the most speed next to Journalism. This could absolutely hit the board.
Yeah, absolutely. He's also. I'm looking at a quad because there's four horses I'm really looking at. Um, I see Journalism taking out, setting the pace, being in the middle, and I can see him, Sovereignty, coming up and squeezing him at the end. That's what I
Absolutely.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
absolutely.
closing speed is very crucial, but it's all about timing. That jockey's going to know when to have to, push that horse when they come down the back stretch or halfway through the last turn. How many furlongs is this again?
It is a mile and a quarter. I believe that's 9 furlongs.
Okay.
I think 8 or 9. Thank you for
Yeah.
throwing that at me. I appreciate that. I think it's 9 furlongs. I think, or no, it's 10. I think
you
it's
know,
10. I think
you
it's
know,
10.
I got to be on my game because you're in
You
studio right
do. You're
now,
good. I
and
got look.
he's
That's why we're off
on
the
the
rails.
computer. He's on the
Yeah,
computer,
yeah, I
and
am.
I gotta be throwing curveballs so he can click, click. All right, yeah. Let me get Scotty on this one.
10 furlongs, my friend. 10 furlongs.
10
Okay.
furlongs. Yes, it's a long race.
All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the next choice we have is Rodriguez, very consistent horse, pulled the number 4 post position. What do you think?
He's gonna get squeezed. I don't like that. I'm
Yep.
not. Yeah.
Next one we got Burnham Square, strong contender, very strong contender. Drew the number 9 post right outside Journalism. What do you think?
I think he'll be on pace, but I think he'll get squeezed out by Sandman or Serpentine. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't think he has enough speed to get ahead of the big crowd, and I don't
Yep.
know if he has enough of a kick to get past Journalism or Sovereignty, but it's all
Correct.
about the ride, right? I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm not going to be like these guys on NASCAR on Fox who pick 28 horses in a 20 horse field. Oh, I like this
Hey.
guy. I like the way he ate the apple. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Hey. If
Okay.
if you can box on 20 of one of them and afford that bet and it pays off,
Yeah,
it's worth it.
right. It actually looks like the national debt.
They're gonna lose money on ink for printing out
Yeah,
that ticket.
amen, brother. Amen. All right. I think we have a sneaky long shot here at Luxor Cafe. The
Yes.
horse is bred for endurance, has a very nice finishing kick, drew the number 7 post. Honestly, for me, Well, I had Sierra Leone last year, came in a close third. It drew the number 17 post last year. For me, as a handicapper in the Derby, I like a horse between 6 and 12.
Yep.
That's just what I look for
Yep.
because on the outside, there's a lot of mud that gets, and especially if the track is muddy, which I heard they had rain in Kentucky. We'll see. It's very difficult for those outside horses. What do you think of Luxor Cafe, Scott?
I'm very curious about him because if he can get right next to journalism and just stay
Right.
right next to him, just a couple, maybe a half horse, one horse behind him, and hold pace, that can hit your try. That can hit your quad. Quad is
Sure.
four bits. That's four horses. Try is three horses.
I thought
Exacta one
quad's
and
the
two.
I thought quad is the thing I worked on in the gym. Okay,
Oh
forget it.
no,
Let's move on. Hey, hey,
quad
lower
is what you
body
order.
injury.
Quad is what you order it in and out. Okay, let's get that right.
Okay. All right. The next horse we got is Citizen Bull. Pulled the post position number one. I think that's death being on the rail, but it has shown some really incredible potential. Let's be honest. When you hear that stuff showing potential, these horses are in the Kentucky Derby. This
Yeah,
isn't the fourth race at Santa Anita, right?
right.
Everything here is obviously a super talented horse,
Yeah, but if he don't get out of the gate, he's squeezed. He has nowhere to
right?
go. I mean,
Right.
unless you're going to pull all the way back and then try to go, find your way through.
Yeah.
You got to have a really good jockey to be able to do that. And these jockeys are leaning on each other
Yeah.
big time. And don't
Yeah.
forget, we had that one derby that, you know, apparently they hit each other and they had to recall the race. They took out the winner the first time
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. Okay. So next we have Coal Battle. Reliable horse, good stamina, but to me, at the 16 post, it just doesn't have enough to get
No,
there.
too far out. And then you got the other horses that are going to be pushing him in, have way better pace.
Chunk of Gold really intrigues me. It's very consistent, did very well at the New Orleans Derby, but it has post position 19. I gotta say
No,
no go, no
too
go.
far out, too far out. It's going to get some money just because there's going to be people on there going, I like that name.
Yep.
If you like the
Well,
name, put some money on it. It doesn't, it's horse racing. Put
amen,
$5 on it.
amen.
Horse racing is one of the biggest paying out betting that you can do. It
Yep,
pays out
yep,
best.
yep. I will say exactly what you're talking about is one of the reasons I don't want to bet Sandman. Sandman can win. I'm not
Yep.
saying Sandman can't win, but you have the Metallica thing. Metallica sent them all merch for the barn and stuff like that. And it's a very big horse on social media. All I'm saying is this horse probably should be about 8 or 10 to 1 just off its pedigree. And it's
Yeah.
probably going to go into the gate at 5 to 1. I'm just looking
Right.
at value and whatever. But at the end of the day, value doesn't matter if you can't cash
It
the
has to
ticket.
hit. It has to
Yeah,
hit.
it has to hit, right? All right,
That's
next we
what.
got Publisher at 20 to 1, strong contender, position 13. You got any thoughts on that, Scott?
He's just squeezed. There's too many fast horses. You got.
Yeah,
This is the problem. Your six. Was it 7, 8, and 9 are pretty good horses, and then you
yeah,
got
real
was
good.
it 17 and 18.
Yeah,
You really need to get out, or you need to be able to have that long finishing closer speed, which I don't see it happening.
yeah, for sure. Okay, we got next East Avenue at 20 to 1. It's a speed horse, but without really a closing kick. Could be doomed in the Derby, post position number 12.
Yeah, that's a rabbit. It's going to be a rabbit. If it breaks out, he's a rabbit, and then he's going to
Yep.
fall out. He's not going to finish.
All right, next we got Tistastic. That's what people describe me when I'm out in social
Yeah.
situation.
hmm
Tistastic, 20 to 1, has shown a lot of potential lately. Post position number 14. Is it too little, too late for that?
I believe so. I believe so. The scary part is these 20 to ones. If they hit in your try, it brings your
Yep,
try up.
yep, sure does, sure does. Next we got American Promise at 30 to 1, long shot with potential.
Yeah.
I think I like that horse maybe in the Preakness a little more if it gets there, but
Yeah.
not here.
Agreed.
Next we got Admire Daytona, 30 to 1, speed horse. I just don't think it has a closing kick. I
Uh,
think you're going to see it fade.
yeah.
The next horse I'm going to put into my trifecta is Final Gambit. It's at 30 to 1. It's a very deep closer. It may be next to Sovereignty and Journalism, the best closer in the field. And that's really what I'm looking at here. It
Yep.
has the
Yep.
number 3 post. It's going to be close up on the beginning. It's not going to actually get crushed against the rail. I
Yep.
don't know.
Yeah. I can see it moving in and squiggling in. you know, and just as long as he holds pace, and it's going to be the breakout of the fence, and then holding that
Yeah,
pace with journalism. That's just how I see
absolutely.
it.
Niakos is next, 30-1, has some potential, but post position number 2. I don't think this is the race
No,
for Niakos.
no, no, no. That's
Owen
not.
Almighty. Then the final two are Owen Almighty and Flying Mohawk, both at 30-1. I think post position for Owen Almighty is post position 20. It's a long shot. Mohawk is at Speed Horse, post position 11. I think you can go ahead and pencil him in for another day.
Yeah, agreed,
You
agreed.
know? Okay,
Yep.
so let's get to our picks. Scott, who do you like in this race?
I like journalism, Sandman, Lewis Cafe, and was it
Luxor
Burn
Cafe. Yep.
Luxor Cafe? Yeah, sorry, I
That's
don't got
okay. It's okay. It's
I don't
early, kid.
I don't
It's
got the
good.
big screen in front of me. Okay, I don't got the big screen.
Okay.
Okay,
I didn't.
okay.
Hey, I'm not
Hey,
saying nothing. I
hey,
didn't know how many furlongs
hey,
this was.
hey. Jay is getting down on the derby. You know it's real when he's
Yes,
in front of the computer.
I am. I
Um,
got the computer.
yeah, I mean I'm the thing is like I go in with the win. A winner, journalism. Going to put money on him. Then I'm going to look
Sure.
at my actor, who I think are going to be first and second, you know, and then the try and the quad, and then I start breaking down. Okay, where can I get my 20-1 shots and stuff, to get
Yeah.
get that try better. But so Luxor Cafe, Sandman, Sovereignteen, journalism, and there's one other horse I was looking at. It's right next to
Burnham
journalism.
Square. Did you
Yeah,
say
Burnham
Burnham?
Square. Burnham Square. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like those are
Okay.
my horses right there that I'm looking at. You
Yep.
know.
I am going to bet journalism, sovereignty, final gambit, and Luxor Cafe. I
Yeah.
do agree. I do agree with Scott totally that we're going to see a long shot get into the try. And that's honestly that's what makes it pay so much, right? I mean, I
Yes.
don't want to
Yes.
try that pays $18. I want to
Yeah.
try that pays 140.
Yeah. Yeah. I put $200 down the bet and I got an $18 winner.
Yeah, yeah. And I got a beer soaked T-shirt. Yeah, it's great,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
how
It's
you
good.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right, everybody.
good
Leave
times.
your comments on who you think's going to win the Derby. Hit like and subscribe if you could, and we'll be talking about it, I guess, on Monday. All right,
Yeah. Let's
Scott.
hit it. Let's get the
All right,
hats out. Let's
get
go.
the hats out. All right.